my De Winton Fairfield project. I'm going to walk you around the house and show you some of our selections that we made to put this home together. The whole concept and scheme of this home is indoor-outdoor, very earthy, natural colors, anything that can be found in nature we tried to bring in or be inspired by. So come with me. We wanted to keep their entryway very warm and inviting, so we brought in lots of warm, natural tones. Of course, we have a giant mirror here for the clients to get ready before they leave. It also helps bounce light from the front door into the space, creating a lighter environment for them. We made this beautiful plaster wall, which is an art piece, truly. It is the art piece when you walk in, it's the focal point. And plaster is actually breathable, so it creates a more natural, warm, healthy environment for your home. For furnishing, we brought in this beautiful giant console table. It has beautiful brass handles and leather fronts. It really just gives that warm feeling. And for the decor, we stayed with that warm tones, brasses, woods, your typical books to help style and pop things up. And we brought in for functionality a leather stool for the clients to put their shoes on while they're in the space or guests, and everything really just plays into this color scheme. The primary bedroom is such an important room in your home. It is a place that you come to be healed and hugged. And in this space, my client already had a stunning chandelier, a wooden chandelier. And so we fed off of that by bringing in more warm tones. We brought in this linen duvet cover and comforter, as well as custom pillows that pull in blues and grays. We also brought in a cork wallpaper, which you can see on the back there. It is textured. It has slight gold as behind the cork so that it has a bit of a shimmer to it. And then we carried that all the way up the wall onto the ceiling. So with this chandelier that everybody loved, we brought in that cork so that it could be surrounded by it. We also brought in new window treatments so that the client could have privacy and light as well as blackout, so layering those window treatments for that beautiful view. This room is the back pantry just off of my client's kitchen. It was inspired by an outdoor pizza oven, actually inspired by that pizza peel right on the wall. So we bricked the side wall and the back wall and brought in these floating shelves with under cabinet lighting, as well as brought their cabinets to the ceiling. It's so cozy and welcoming in here. We styled it with pantry goods, and it also has the option to be bright if the client requires to do additional baking or prepping for child lunches. But as you can see, it's very minimal, highly styled, and extremely functional for them to be using. And we also brought in this light fixture, which is the wrought iron and wood, to keep that earthy outdoor feeling in this beautiful space. Welcome to the dining room. In this space, we brought in a beautiful featured chandelier. We really got inspiration for these bulbs out of glaciers. So if you think about the rocks that are left behind in glaciers, really a lot of the things that we pulled in were inspired, again, by nature. And the big showcase, which I think you can miss, is right behind me. This beautiful wine rack, custom made by Winton Estate. They actually had a lower cabinet here that was wood like the rest of the kitchen cabinets in this space. And we brought in and built on top of it the upper portion of this cabinet. It was then sprayed black, which we aged by doing a rub through on the edges so that it looked like it was made with the rest of the home. And we created a wine cabinet in the middle so the clients can have their displays, and glass doors with glass shelving so that we could utilize the whites that were coming through on the ceiling already to shine through and showcase the client's pieces in the space. Also in this space, we brought in crown chairs. Sometimes when a client has an absolutely beautiful table and chair set already, we just want to elevate it. So we brought in 2 fabric upholstered crown chairs to bring in a softness to the space. And this really is one of my absolute favorite spaces in the home, and I can't wait for them to enjoy it. So in this fireplace, they have this crazy stone already in the space, and we just wanted to warm it up. It used to be a gray metal mantle, and we brought in this custom timber piece that was sourced from within Canada. I found a piece that has a lot of character to it, and we stained it and applied it to the mantle, and I think it really warms up the space again. Pulling browns from the couch and other areas in this living room. I also replaced what was a gray metal hearth with beautiful black stone, a slate stone. It is just modernizing the space a little bit and adds that pop of contrast. Moving forward, this rug has browns and creams and a little bit of gray in it. It's extremely textured, and it's going to give these hard surfaces a softness and a coziness when you come in to enjoy the space with your family. The coffee table that I brought in has a burl wood finish on top. So it's really, again, just those wood elements that you can find out in nature in this home when you are surrounded by such beauty. I styled it with, again, just very earthy, natural textures, the wooden bowl, the vase, and some leaves just to, again, bring a fresh and airy feeling in. And last but definitely not least, I have their custom benches reupholstered into this beautiful plaid, which does, again, pull in those browns and grays. It was really a merriment of modern with traditional, and so those are all of the elements that are coming in to make this space whole. Another piece that was extremely important for this space is this beautiful boucle swivel chair. It was low profile so that it did not impede the view out the windows, which is extremely important. I brought it and married it with the side table, which again has a bronze top with a wood trim, bringing in those bronzes, bringing in the wood, and then also black, which you will have noticed a lot of the light fixtures have that black metal. So bringing in a bit of a modern touch. Behind me, you can see a wonderful sconce. It's actually a cement sconce, and it feels, I don't think cave-like is the right word, but you really want to feel like it's a natural, almost, if light could be natural, like a torch on the wall, that would be the vibe that we were going for with those beautiful sconces. I also created a little sitting area so that when the client comes inside, they have somewhere to prepare. And last but not least, I brought in a wonderful vase up there, which you can see some cotton balls, and I added a little bit of a custom bouquet to raise the height of those cabinets. When you have niches like that, it can be difficult to style, and so we gave it some height and we gave it some lightness, and that really completed this half of the living room. Sometimes I get really lucky and I'm working with a client who wants a giant custom piece of art, a gift from her husband. And so I got to work with a wonderful local artist to create this piece for the space. We worked together to create the scale that it was going to be, which is actually a 10-foot piece for this room. And I worked with the artist as well to come up with a color scheme that would pull the colors from outside. You can't quite see out the windows, but they're right by the Bow River. There's lots of greenery, and so we wanted it to feel lots of blues, lots of greens, and also not cool colors, warm browns incorporated in it to accompany the rest of the space, which, as you can see, is nice and welcoming. I brought in some blues and greens as I could, got custom pillows made, brought in a nice blue blanket. I also brought in some blue candlesticks and made a custom faux bouquet with clay pottery to draw those colors throughout the space and really just bring this amazing piece to life. It is the showstopper, and I can't really say much more about what it does for my design. So on this floor, we created a grounding space for the client to come into, which is her workout area and office. So this lends as a place for her to land. It's got a beautiful new bench, a carpet, as well as this beautiful greenery to bring some life into the space. From the rest of this workout area, we have shelving that we have put for her to have her water bottle, towels, shoes, anything she's going to need while she's working out. We also brought in a similar wooden mantle for the fireplace and black slate tile for the bottom there to mimic that living room space and really modernize it up here. Panning across, we added more greenery onto the walls so that we could have that healthy space for her to come into, and then created this hand weight workout zone for her with her mats, a bench that holds all of her weights, hooks on the walls for her bands, as well as a mirror for her to be able to track her progress and make sure that she's doing everything in a safe way, a little basket there with her towels, and just a really functional space for her to use for her everyday home gym activities. I love finding bonus space in people's homes. So this area was just an unused little nook that they had built up with boxes. It's at the bottom of the stairs and at the entrance from their garage. So we actually turned it into a functional, beautiful space that they love. When they come in, they can put all of their things on these hooks, which we created, or which I got off Etsy actually, as railway nail hooks. So they're kind of fun. They're cast iron, and then we brought in this bench, which has another cast iron element at the bottom, and custom pillows that are a little bit textured and just warm up the space a little bit. And my favorite part of all, so when we brought in new furniture upstairs, the clients wanted a way to use the stuff that they already had. And so this table and chair are from their upstairs living room originally. We brought them into the basement, and we didn't want them to just feel like they were placed here randomly sitting along a wall. And so we brought in these oversized picture frames and made a gallery wall out of them, stacked 2 on 2, and we printed vintage farmhouse posters so that we could bring in again those colors, that outdoorsy feel, tie them into the rest of the home, and just this really became a moment of its own. And I brought in this beautiful lamp from upstairs as well. So this was mostly all repurposed from throughout their house, and we just added those awesome posters. So take a look.